I'm sad to be doing something like this 2 weeks in a row. Last week, I did a Comic Corner dedicated to Kevin Conroy, who had passed away that week. This week, I've got to dedicate it to Jason David Frank. Most of us know as the Green or White Ranger, for a little bit red. Now, right now, with Jason David Frank, everybody's trying to get into how he died. I more like to remember how he lived, as being an inspiration to nerdy kids like me. The Power Rangers, when it came out, obviously, for me and my brother, who were like 10 and 9 years old at the time, it instantly became one of our favorite shows. When it first aired, it wasn't expected to be all that big. We could only watch it right before school, so we started getting up earlier to get dressed and ready for school earlier so that we had time to watch the Power Rangers. And then it just exploded, which meant they finally started airing it after school, which was even better for us. Of course, we had the toys, we had the clothes, we had the posters. When the show originally aired, my favorite was Jason the Red Ranger, but that quickly got switched when the Green Ranger showed up. Not only because green is my favorite color, but he had a dragon and a knife that was also a flute. Jason David Frank, you are the only man that was ever cool enough to make a flute awesome. But you did it very well. This Comic Corner is dedicated to you. I'm Davey. I'm awesome. And welcome to the Comic Corner, where you guys make comments on my videos and I respond every week. And in between responding to your comments. You know what a doctor says to a Power Ranger right before he gives him medicine? It's morphine time! So, kicking it off this week with last week's Comic Corner, the Kevin Conroy Corner. The corner I dedicated to the best Batman ever. Joshua Martinez kicked it off with, Kevin Conroy wasn't so great. I'm not a why? Why? No! I don't want to live anymore! Josh, you have to. Do it for Batman. Then Paul Getto commented, I never saw the cartoon, but was he the same one to voice the one from the Phantasm movie? That was super cool. I saw it a few years ago. Yes, he was the same one that voiced Batman in Mask of the Phantasm. And many of the other DC animated movies, up until a few years ago. The last one he came back to voice was The Killing Joke. Then Paul Getto commented, what did the turkey say to the computer? Thanksgiving joke. Google, Google, Google. Nice. Just in time for Thanksgiving. An egg fell off the wall. It was no yolk. What's the matter? Can't take a yolk? And then on my Davy's Awesome Story, where I told the story of my revenge. Of the pumpkin pie incident. My sweet, sweet revenge. Jay Spud kicked it off with, oh God, you and I have very different views of revenge, sir. I myself am no stranger to the black desire that fills the heedless void within through the act of sabotage and irreverence. This one time I met and fell in love with a beautiful, well, moderately attractive for ye old 1860s time lady that worked in waste management. Her job was to separate organic waste from hazardous. She had one eye and was missing 3 fingers from the perils of labor. Not from the waste management, but from the pole dancing at Vito's Discount Ladies Club. But that's beside the point. Her name was Estelle, but her co-workers called her Mutiny. I would sit on this old couple's porch with heavy binoculars just watching her all day. I followed her every motion as she made her rounds in the garbage. I found it oddly titillating when she strangled the rats and beat away the cat ladies with their own shoes. What a woman indeed. My brother, however, got wind of my new infatuation and chose to act on the impulse of sibling rivalry by courting and bedding sweet Mutiny. I was crushed, utterly traumatized that day. His vicious act of unreasonable would-be mate poaching was only the salt in the wound my heart received after the elder couple who owned the porch found me out. The husband was certain I was watching his wife undress through the binoculars I kept. My answer to that was a disgusted face, followed by a dry heave that would only serve to make matters worse. I woke up in the hospital. My revenge was swift, cruel, and everlasting in its quest for lifelong damage. You see, I pretended to be my brother so that the medical bills would go to him and ruin his credit score. He may have claimed my mutiny, but at least I can rent to own. Take that, brother! You brute, you vicious brute. Then Paul Getto commented, I watched the pumpkin pie story a while back and forgot to comment on it. But it was so messed up. I'd cry like a baby if my bae did that to me. Bud, though, kudos for the cold revenge. That's baller Klingon, son. Thank you, Paul, and I definitely restored my family's honor. Then Joshua Martinez commented, she sounds like a Stiffly Stifferson. I can't stand Stiffly Stiffersons. You need to prank her with a tire iron. Did you not watch the video, Josh? I got her back and then some. Then Joshua Martinez commented, what do snowmen do when they're not feeling well? They take a chill pill. Where do snowmen go to dance? To snowballs. What does Santa suffer from when he gets stuck in a chimney? Claustrophobia. What is it called when a snowman has a temper tantrum? A meltdown. What is every elf's favorite type of music? Rap. What do grapes sing at Christmas? 'Tis the season to be jelly. Fa la 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 la. And then Jay McCool, the man who inspired me to tell the story of my vicious vengeance, commented, seriously, you didn't rinse her cup out? Yes, Jay, I know, it was vicious, it was cruel, it was mean, and littered with lactose. But, in the words of the ladies from Chicago, she had it coming. My wife put glue on all my rifles. She's denying it, but I'm sticking to my guns. Then on My Davy's Awesome Wrestling, where I reviewed NWA Hard Times 3 from New Orleans, Joshua Martinez commented, nope, nope, nope. I will not post a comment for NWA. What's wrong with NWA? If we had a pea eating contest instead of wars, we'd have world peas.
Sorry.
Then, on the Brothers Not Lovers overrated, underrated number 8 video, Paul Jetto commented, not to be a buzzkill, this is so funny, especially the TikTok part at the beginning, but could you do a special farewell to the best Power Ranger, Jason Frank? I just found out he died, and that sucks. Of course, Paul, of course I was going to do a special farewell to Jason David Frank, dedicating the whole corner to him. Wish I could put more Power Ranger jokes in here, but there's not that many, and most of them that I found are surprisingly racist. Then Paul Jetto commented, my girlfriend and I laughed at the part where your brother was showing all those movies. How many movies does he have? I have no idea, and I don't think he does either. A year or so ago, he did count them all, and it was somewhere around 700, and he's bought more since. And that's just physical copies. That's not including his digital copies. Really have no idea. I can tell you this much. He lives in a studio apartment, and his movies take up pretty much an entire wall. I have a few hundred myself, but he's got way more than I do. Then Joshua Martinez commented, what happens when you squeeze a Smurf? You pop a Smurf. What do you call a Smurf with his pants down? A blue moon. My wife accused me of being immature and having an overactive imagination. Well, what does she know? She's just a Smurf. Good for you. Imagination is definitely an upgrade from the rubber Ashley. My son asked me, Dad, what are condoms used for? I said mostly to avoid ever having to answer questions like this one. Then on My Davy's Awesome Food video, where I reviewed the Reese's Big Cup with Reese's Puffs, Joshua Martinez commented, I misunderstood a Sleeping Beauty. I'll never be welcome to a funeral again.
What?
What did Princess Leia say to Han Solo on their wedding night? Into the garbage chute, flyboy.
Hey.
What do you get when Sleeping Beauty gives a lecture on the northern lights of the people of Wonderland? Aurora Borealis. Why did Princess Diana cross the road? Because she wasn't wearing a seatbelt. Dude! What do you call a princess on weed? Her Royal Highness. What's the difference between Thomas the Tank Engine and Princess Diana? Thomas made it through the tunnel. Dude! Too soon! Then Joshua Martinez commented, I like the Reese's Cups with Reese's Pieces in them. So good. I love Buttercups, but I can't eat them. I'll get fat. A man survived a bear attack with a .22 caliber pistol. The friend he shot in the knee wasn't so lucky. And then the final comment this week on an old video, an almost 2-year-old video, the first video where I ever pitted two companies' championship belts versus each other, AEW titles versus WWE titles. Jay McCool commented, current titles, AEW definitely wins. Current. Their old school titles, that would be much, much more of a competition, but currently, it's a no-brainer. It's hard to come up with Power Ranger jokes. They all feel super mega forced. So there you have it, that's Comic Corner this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit that little bell so you get notifications when I post new videos, and leave a comment of your own to be in next week's Comic Corner. Love you, Green Ranger.